have the modern networks as an elective subject. So basically, the teaching scheme for the subject is 3 lectures will be there for the theory and 2 hours will be there for the practical session. That means in a week there will be the 3 lectures and 1 practical lab. Okay, so total credit is 4 for this particular subject. So basically, the prerequisite for this course is a data communication and networking, that is DCN, which you have already learned in your third semester, and the computer networks, which you have learned in your fifth semester. Okay, so basically modern network. So as the name suggests, it is the updated or advanced version of your networking subject, right? So far whatever you guys have learned, that is the basic portion of the networking, right? Because so far you guys are have knowledge about what is OSI model, the different layers, which layer performs which type of certain work task, the services provided, right? Different algorithms which are used for routing, right? For error control, error detection, for the medium handling, right? All those stuffs are the basic thing of the networking. So that was the traditional networking. So in this subject, you guys are going to learn regarding the modern, that is the advanced networking. So basically in this subject, you are going to learn regarding SDN. SDN stands for Software Defined Network. So in a basic networking, that is the traditional networking, what happens? We have one tier architecture of a network. That means whatever the stuff is going to be done, that will be handled by the networking device only. That means networking device is the only one who is going to responsible for data transmitting as well as for the controlling purpose, for error detection, for flow control, for error control, everything. Instead of that, in modern networking, in SDN network, what they have done, they have divided this one tier into the 3 different tiers. That means separation is there. One tier is going to work on a data, one is going to work for the controlling, and one is going to be work for the application, right? That means je pan tamne front end dekha se, that is going to be work as a separately. Whatever the data transmission will be there, that is the only role of your networking devices, and there will be the another portion which is the control plane, so that will be responsible for controlling the networking stuff, right? So instead of one layer architecture, now in a modern networking you are going to learn regarding the 3 layer architecture. So on the basis, whenever we want to expand our network, so no need to manually do the configurations of each and everything. By using the softwares, by using the coding mechanisms, you can directly configure the different devices and all other stuffs. That means it will become more easier for updating your network architecture. So that is why this particular subject is kept in your syllabus, to make you more aware about whatever the latest technologies and trends are there in a networking subject. So this many things you are going to learn in this particular subject. So if you are interested in a field of network and security, then you can choose this particular subject as your elective one. So if you have any doubt, then you can ask me for modern networks. Is there any doubt?
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, what which are the faculties for like CSE 1 and 2 for this elective?
Most probably the faculties who are having the networking background, those faculties are going to take the lecture. It might be possible I am going to take your lecture for this modern networks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Just a second. Wait for a 2 minute, guys. Is there any problem, guys? Please mute yourself. Mutaza.
Okay, so the subject that is wireless communication in mobile computing. This is a subject which is a advanced version of your CN and DCN subject, right? You would have learned about the basic concepts of CN and DCN, right? You would have learned about different topologies, wired communication, then different protocols, etc. Right? But this subject is there for giving you the knowledge on wireless communication. How does this wireless communication works? What are the strategies followed for wireless communication? Right? So the chapters are wireless communication fundamentals, telecommunication system, wireless LAN, mobile network layer, mobile transport layer, and advanced mobile technologies, right? In the fundamentals, in the mobile wireless communication fundamentals, you would be learning about a history of this communication system. What is the present market for the same? What are the some open research topics and the reference models which is used for wireless communication, right? In the telecommunication system, you would be learning about mobile services, system architectures, that is radio interface protocols, how this protocols works for the wireless communication, what is handover, what are the localization and calling concepts. See, each and every concept you would have learned for wired uh, communication, but you are going to learn here about wireless communication. Okay.
Any questions to anyone? Feel free to ask to the ma'am, please.
Right?
Yes, Manthan.
Then here, you would be learning about right? So in the fourth chapter, you would be learning about mobile network layer, right? Okay, before that, here, yes, talking about the second chapter, telecommunication system is what? It would be giving you the knowledge of centralized communication system, which is used worldwide. राइट वहाँ कौन सा मेथड यूज होता है, कौन से मेथोडोलॉजीज, कौन से कॉन्सेप्ट्स को यूज किया जाता है, व्हाट आर द centralized rules and regulations that is to be followed by each and every country of the world for communicating, right? हमारा communication ऐसा तो नहीं है कि सिर्फ nation में होगा. It is not within India, it is in the abroad too, and there the communication is there within different countries also, right? So all the rules and regulations that is you would be learning here in this chapter. Then is wireless LAN. You have learned about wired LAN. Here you would be learning about new concept known as hyper LAN, Bluetooth architecture, L2 cap, etc. Everything in brief, in detail, right? The fourth is network layer. Ye network layer, it is something different than compared to the wired networks, wired layer, right? Wired network layer. You would be learning how DHCP works for wireless network layer, how different protocols like DSR, DSDV, etc. works at the network layer for wireless or mobile communication. Then comes mobile transport layer. In the same way, you would be learning about TCP. देखो TCP आज तक क्या पढ़ा था? ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर के दो प्रोटोकॉल है TCP, UDP. पर इस चैप्टर पे ये पढ़ोगे कि TCP अगर है तो वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन के लिए वो कैसे यूज होता है, पहले कैसे यूज होता था, और अब TCP डिफरेंट सिचुएशंस में डिफरेंट वायरलेस एंड मोबाइल कम्युनिकेटिंग एनवायरनमेंट में कैसे काम करता है. फाइन. देन इज एडवांस्ड मोबाइल टेक्नोलॉजीज. हियर यू थिंक कि 3G में क्या था, 4G में क्या है, 5G में क्या है, और आगे 5G के बाद क्या हो सकता है, right? What are the architectures that can be used for the network in the future? What can be done for the wireless communication and wired communication in the near future? Because you would be requiring advanced technologies for right a present purpose, right? जो situation present है उसके लिए हमें ज्यादा technologies की जरूरत पड़ेगी. So in the sixth chapter, you would be learning about different advanced mobile technologies that would be preferable for the near future. If you are having any doubt now, you may please ask. Any doubt, anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Our third subject is airware technology, right? I request Nilesh Dubey sir to give a brief about subject, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Deepak sir. If you can make me presenter, so I think I am presenter.
Yes, I have made you presenter. Just I am stopping my sharing. Yes.
Okay, guys. So good afternoon. So augmented reality and virtual reality, as you know, this is the new trend in the IT. And those whoever is going to opt this subject is the first batch of DevStar, or even you can say Charusat, who will learn the AR/VR. It is first time going to be introduced. So very first experience will be there. Those who are only going to opt the subjects of elective for clearing the exam, then for those students this is not the subject, because you will not get any past experience. You will not get any previous year question papers. Nothing will be available. So you can say this is the subject. This is going to be introduced first time, and second thing, it is the latest trend in the IT. Many of you doing the SGP project may be related to AR/VR. So you all know that AR/VR is nothing but is going to give the a different kind of experience to the user. The AR VR is mainly related with what? It is mainly related with interactiveness and immersiveness. That whenever any application is developed, that is mobile application, that is desktop application, or that is web application, then how much immersiveness, how much interactiveness will be there for the user. That is the concept of virtual reality and augmented reality. Because what is in the real world, whole real world is in 3D. Whatever we are seeing, to whatever we are interacting in our real world, it is 3D. So VR and AR is also a concept that how we can create our virtual world that is similar to the real environment. That's it. So in the syllabus of AR VR, we will see what are the inputs, devices required, and how those devices are working to make the virtual world real. Because what the conventional devices we have, that is known as input device or output device, they are not sufficient to, you can say, mimic or to represent the real world in a virtual world. Real world in virtual world means that similar the way in real world we are seeing the object. If you have a bottle, you have a notebook, you have a pencil. So in the manner you are seeing these objects in real world, same way I want to see those objects in the virtual world also. So for that, the input and output devices are totally changed. It cannot be worked through the what conventional devices we have. So in the syllabus we will learn that also, that what are the devices and how those devices are working. Second, mathematical portion we will learn here that if we are going to model the object, if you are going to allow the two objects are going to interact, then what mathematical concept comes? Like in other application it is 2D, so XY coordinates are only there. So but here it will be XYZ coordinate. So how to make an object and how the object, whenever rotation, whenever movement, whenever there is a transformation, then we have to do these all with the XYZ coordinate. So for that, how mathematically we can do the rotation of the object, how we can allow the movement of the object in the 3D coordinate. So what mathematics will be there by which we can do these all will be also learned here. So you can say the matrix will come in picture. So using the matrix, we learn how to transform 3D object, how to rotate 3D object, how to shear 3D object. And in last, we will discuss about that. What are the latest research going on in the AR VR, that is augmented reality, means what the people are doing in the field of AR VR so that it will become on the next level. Means right now what the AR VR we have, that is not that much close to the real world. It is day by day, year by year, the people are doing research and they are making the AR VR more robust and more closer to the you can say real environment. Okay, so in this subject you can say it is fully based on development field, that how we can develop a world of 3D. So in theory we will learn the mathematical thing of that. If we have to make an object, then how we can design 3D object, and here everything will be through the matrix only. So we will learn the matrix orientation, matrix transformation, matrix rotation, matrix shearing. That because everything will be designed such a way that it will be represented mathematically in a matrix. So that will be the part of it. And what are the input devices and how that input devices work. Like suppose I require to use the VR box. So what the VR box do significantly so that we are able to get the AR or VR feeling while we are interacting with the application. So that will be learned in the theoretical part. And if you will go to the laboratory part, so in laboratory what we will learn, we will use a tool, Blender, Unity 3D and A-Frame. So these are the three tools mainly that will be the part of the practical that we will learn how we can use these tools to make the object, how to use the tool to make the application, and how to use the tool to make the web VR, means web application in VR, virtual reality or augmented reality. So mainly three tools, but it is not a limited, because I know that many of the students are working in AR VR area, so many tools are there. Maybe you have heard Maya, Unreal Engine, Space 3D, so many tools are there, Vuforia. But if we found some students are very excellent in the use of that tool, so we can learn those tools also from that student. So this subject is going to be of the student, only the teacher is not going to deliver. Maybe the 2 or 3 teacher will be there for the subject, so only the teacher will not deliver. So whoever student is very excellent in designing to create a 3D model, or a student is very creative to use a particular AR VR tool, so that practical will also come in our laboratory, and that student will deliver that. So this is the subject, because first time it is going to be introduced, so we all will learn together, and the faculty, whoever will be involved, will try their best to deliver, because it is the latest trend, so they will also learn it very enthusiastically and robustly. They will deliver, and the student, those who are knowing about the tool and subject related to AR VR, they are also allowed, it is not compulsory, but they will be allowed to share their experience, share their knowledge with the faculty or with the students also. Okay, so if anything you want to ask, then you can ask. And if you will compare this subject with the subject that is computer graphics, I don't know how many of you are aware, those who have already worked, because in our curriculum there is no computer graphics. But if anyone is aware about computer graphics, so the subjects is related to computer graphics. The only thing that is changed is, in computer graphics we have learned mainly in 2D. Everything is in the 2D matrix, but here we will learn in a 3D matrix. That is the difference mainly. Otherwise, theoretically, it is going to be very easy. Little bit creativity and patience required for the laboratory session. So again, I say those students don't have a patience, because sometimes we have to make a model that may require 4 hours, 6 hours, maybe 2 days, 3 days, maybe 3-4 laboratory will be passed for making one object. Those who have experience, they might be knowing it, or they might be able to understand me. So the student who has patience, the student who really want creativity, they can opt the subject. But those who only want to clear the exam, for them this is not the subject, because it is first time going to be introduced. So you will not get any past experience of any past student, or you will not get any past university paper. Whatever you will learn, this all learning will be here first time. If anyone want to ask anything, or anything you want to suggest for the syllabus, those all are welcome. Because right now we are going to be there in the first time, so if you have any suggestion, then also we are ready to take. And if you have any doubt or you want to say something, then you can please. And I hope you have syllabus, so you can also go through.
सर लाइक जो भी मशीन में करना होगा वो लाइक प्रोवाइडेड होगी या फिर अपने ही करना होगा, एंड कितने परफॉर्मिंग मशीन चाहिए रहेगी?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. You are talking about the configuration of the system?
Yes. Like
our PC, all-in-one PC will be sufficient to run the Unity 3D, to run the Blender. Whenever we require the input devices like VRBox or gloves, then we will try. If we are able to procure it, we will purchase it. And we have VR boxes also. 5 to 6 VR boxes are also available, and if we require the auxiliary glasses, then we will purchase it. It is very cheaper. Whenever we require the costly devices like gloves and head mount set, then we will see it. If any student required, if they are going to do the good project, then we write the proposal for the costly devices also. And for the PC purpose, the PCs are sufficient what we have. For input and output, we may go through some devices like head mount set and gloves if required. Otherwise, the mobile VR box we have. Auxiliary glasses are very cheaper, so we can purchase it easily. It is hardly of 100 or 200 rupees. Okay, so whenever some costly thing will require, then according to the requirement of the project and requirement of the application, we will procure it. No issue.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Will it be more development based, making the AR VR, or will it also like contain scanning, like using LiDAR scanner or different scanners?
That is right now we don't have in our even curriculum. Even we don't have that support available.
Yes,
we are
because
also, sorry, please.
Yes, sir.
Please speak up.
Yes, I was saying that because current technology AR VR is also being using scanners and making objects. That's why I was
Yes, that is
focusing
that
on that.
3D printers is also related with AR VR. That whatever model you are going to design, you can print it as it is, whatever the model is. So right now we don't have. So as and when it will be there, then we will introduce it.
Yes, sir.
Right now, those you will talk about those costly hardware, then that is not available.
Sir,
Because
what will
it's
be the prerequisites for this course?
no prerequisite for the subject. If you know C, that is sufficient.
So we have to code in C language.
No C language. That is the C language means you are knowing the for loop, you are knowing the while loop, switch loop. Then in if you will talk about the AR VR, so many tools are there. If you talk Blender, when our 3-4 practical will be over Blender, so no coding is required, 0% coding. When we will go for the Vuforia, then also no code. When we will come on Unity 3D, then there is a two-three thing. One is the VB and second is the C Sharp. So C Sharp is quite similar, you can say, with C. Loops are same. Only thing is different, some namespace are there, and that is very easy on Unity 3D because 40% code is self-generated there. So we have to just implement the logics there. So if you know the C, then coding will be done very easily. And the coding part in the AR VR will come only 40%. 60% is without coding, because we have to, mainly what we have to do, we have to learn that how to make object, how to make them attractive, how to make them interactive. And after that, when we will go allow the object to take input and produce output, then we go for the Unity 3D and we do the coding. So 40% coding, and those who know C, they can very easily within a week, within 2 weeks, they can switch over the C Sharp and VB that is required for Unity 3D. So no very hard and fast prerequisite are there. Any other?
And sir, who will be taking this elective?
That is not decided. It will be depend upon the faculty who is going to show the interest. Because as you are given the option to select the subject, similarly faculty has given also the option. You select the subject what you want to teach. So everything is here according to mutual understanding. What you want, you will be given. What the faculty want, that will be given to the faculty. So this process is going on. As and when faculty will opt their choice, then it will be also declared. So right now it is not feasible to declare because still it is an ongoing process. And I don't think that it is going to also matter. You just focus over content.
सर तो हम लोग को फैकल्टी पहले मिल सकती है, मतलब हमारे चॉइस से पहले फैकल्टी डिसाइड हो जाएगी कौन सा सब्जेक्ट कौन सी फैकल्टी है वो?
नहीं होगा.
ओके.
Why you are insisting over the faculty who is going to teach? Any other? You choose the subject according to your own interest, because you have to put the effort to make the subject interesting for you. And whatever faculty will teach, they will try their best to make it interesting.
सर
Yes.
मार्क्स एलोकेशन कैसे होगा फिर?
क्या होगा?
मार्क्स एलोकेशन कैसे होगा? लाइक जस्ट टेस्ट होगी या फिर कुछ प्रोजेक्ट ऐसा कुछ बनाना होगा?
अभी से वो तो दैट विल बी डिसाइडेड ना, वो तो बहुत अर्ली फेज में पहुंच गए यार. अभी तो सब्जेक्ट, अभी तो दे फैकल्टी विल बी डिसाइडेड. I said that the faculty is not still decided. So once the faculty will be decided that this faculty will teach, then they will make their pedagogy. ना pedagogy, to prepare a pedagogy, it is the right of the faculty. तो वो आपसे discuss करके ही बनाएंगे. Once faculty will allotted, students will be there in first lab or in the first lecture. They may discuss with the student. Mainly we always in 40-50% cases we discuss with the student कि भाई ये pedagogy रखा है, you are feasible. अगर बच्चों की तरफ से कोई input आता है then we change the pedagogy. Otherwise, if majority of student is okay with the pedagogy, then we go with that pedagogy. That is the simple. So वो तो बहुत अर्ली चीजें बहुत अर्ली पूछ रहे हो. Let the faculty to be decided at least 2 or 3 faculty will be there. They will sit together, they will decide the pedagogy. Then when the first and second lab or lecture, they will talk with the student, because the first time the subject is going to be any of these 3. Then there will be input from the student कि भाई असाइनमेंट रख दो सर, क्विज रख दो, प्रोजेक्ट रख दो, प्रेजेंटेशन रख दो. अगर एक आध इनपुट अच्छा रहा बच्चों का, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट इज गोइंग विद दैट, देन द पेडागोजी विल बी चेंज, नो इशू. बाकी कुछ पूछना है? And guys, don't wait that which faculty is going to teach it. If you will wait that, it will be completely your waste of time. No faculty is going to reveal it. Even here, I think 4 or 5 faculty is there. Timetable coordinators are also there. No one is going to reveal you the faculty name. So you choose the subject according to your interest, content of the subject firstly. And once the faculty will be allotted, then you can, suppose you are not going to be interested in the subject, you can talk with the faculty directly, sir, because of this reason I am not, so please make it interesting. And as much you will be interactive with the teacher during the subject will automatically very interactive and attractive and interesting. But if you will not interactive, you will not ask the question to your faculty, you will not keep your issue in front of your faculty, whoever is teaching, till that time the subject is not going to be interesting. So आपकी तरफ से भी effort होना चाहिए थोड़ा. आप पूछो, बात करो, जो भी दिक्कत हो, जो भी फैकल्टी हो, जो भी पढ़ा था, अभी भी जो सब्जेक्ट चल रहा है या चला गया, आने वाला 6 सेमेस्टर, ओनली नॉट फॉर इलेक्टिव, जहाँ पे भी आपको लगता है कुछ इशू है, तो उस फैकल्टी से डायरेक्ट बात करो कि ये पढ़ाया नहीं समझ में आया. थोड़ा ब्लंट बनो, बोलो फैकल्टी से. कोई भी ऐसा फैकल्टी नहीं है जो आपको नहीं समझाएगा दोबारा, थोड़ा और तरीका बदल लेगा, दैट्स इट, उस तरह से समझाएगा. बट यू हैव टू बी इंटरेक्टिव. बट आई एम आल्सो टीचिंग फॉर द लास्ट 4 ईयर इन डेफ स्टार, पर रेयरली बच्चे ऐसा बोले कि आज समझ नहीं आया, दोबारा दूसरे तरीके से पढ़ाओ. थोड़ा अपनी तरफ से एफर्ट डालना पड़ेगा. बाकी कुछ है तो पूछो, अदरवाइज
सर.
हाँ.
As this AR/VR is introduced first time, what if someone doesn't like it afterwards? Like interest नहीं आया, फिर तो change कर सकते हैं?
नहीं है, आप सोच विचार करके ही सिलेबस भेजा, हम लोग यहाँ पे है, 2-3 बार बात करो, काउंसलर से अपने बात करो, फिर ऑप्ट करो सब्जेक्ट.
बट आपने बोला फैकल्टी एलोकेट नहीं होता, बात किससे करें?
फैकल्टी मतलब आप सब्जेक्ट अपने काउंसलर से बात कर लो भाई कि सब्जेक्ट किसका स्कोप है, लेना चाहिए नहीं लेना चाहिए. सब्जेक्ट को देख लो, आपके पास गूगल है, थोड़ा सर्च कर लो, देख लो कौन से सब्जेक्ट में पढ़ना चाहिए, लेना चाहिए, फिर डिसाइड करो, फिर ऑप्ट कर लो. पर ये नहीं कि एक बार ऑप्ट कर लिया, फिर बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है ना फैकल्टी को, फिर वो आपका चेंज करके दूसरे में ले जाए, वो सब लिस्ट बनाए कि ये स्टूडेंट है, दे आर द फॉर दिस सब्जेक्ट, अटेंडेंस प्रिपेयर करना, वो सब प्रॉब्लम होगी. तो सब सोच समझ के अच्छे से डिसाइड करके अपना चॉइस रखना.
Actually, based on your selections, we will going to allocate the faculties, right? So before selection, how we can give the faculties, right? So it is not possible.
Trust me guys, no one will reveal you the faculties that who is going to teach until unless you will not select the subjects. So you do your work and timetable committee and department will work their work. बाकी कोई सब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड डाउट है तो पूछो. फैकल्टी के कौन होगा क्या होगा वो डिफरेंट थिंग है, उसको छोड़ो. ठीक है. आई थिंक
सर लाइक कि इसमें लाइक 11 चैप्टर्स लाइक थिंग्स है, तो लाइक कितना लोड होगा? लाइक वी डोंट वांट,
क्या होगा?
this subject you have too much load, so
three lectures will be there per week and 1 lab.
And
you can see the teaching schemes are here.
And sir कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाना होगा लाइक इन मैथ? प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं
अरे वो पहले ही बोला until unless faculty will be not allocated, that is the right of faculty ना। जो भी 2-3 फैकल्टी होंगे वो मिलके डिसाइड करेंगे ना पेडागोजी क्या होगा, प्रैक्टिकल की और थियरी की।
सर।
वो तो पहले ही बताया आपको। एक फैकल्टी कोई भी सब्जेक्ट नहीं पढ़ाएगा तो एटलीस्ट 2 होंगे, अगर बच्चे ज्यादा होंगे तो ज्यादा फैकल्टी होगी। दीपक सर ने बोला अगर मान लो एक ही सब्जेक्ट को 60, 70, 80, 90 बच्चों ने ले लिया तो लेबोरेटरी सेशन ज्यादा होगी तो ज्यादा फैकल्टी हो जाएंगे लैब के लिए, फिर 3 फैकल्टी हो जाएगी तो 3 फैकल्टी विल डिसाइड व्हाट विल बी द पेडागोजी। अब प्रैक्टिकल प्रोजेक्ट रखना है, प्रेजेंटेशन रखना है या सिर्फ प्रैक्टिकल ही रखना है, वो तो दैट दे विल डिसाइड ना। तो वो पहले बोला वो बहुत अर्ली हो गया बेटा।
ओके सर।
और उसमें आपका इनपुट लिया जाएगा। वंस फैकल्टी विल बी डिसाइडेड दे विल डेफिनेटली डिस्कस विद यू whoever have been opted the subject। वो तीनों में से जो भी जिसका ऑप्ट हुआ होगा वो फैकल्टी आपसे पहले लैब लेक्चर में पूछेगी पेडागोजी ऐसा रख रहे हैं, ऐसा रहेगा, क्योंकि वी विल आल्सो हैव राइट टू चेंज इन द फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ टीचिंग। तो फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ टीचिंग तक हम पेडागोजी चेंज कर सकते हैं, अपडेट कर सकते हैं थोड़ा। सो आपसे भी पूछेंगे लैब लेक्चर में जो भी तीनों सब्जेक्ट है, तीनों सब्जेक्ट की जो भी फैकल्टी होगी।
हाँ सर।
और सब्जेक्ट की फैकल्टी, नंबर ऑफ फैकल्टी डिसाइड होते हैं ना, कितने बच्चे किस सब्जेक्ट में गए तो उतनी फैकल्टी चाहिए। किसी में 20 गए तो वहाँ 1 फैकल्टी होगी या 2 फैकल्टी, कहीं 80-90 हो गए तो वहाँ 3 या 4 फैकल्टी होगी। So I think it is sufficient. Deepak sir, we can terminate. I can
Okay.
leave. I can
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, all of you, please complete your filling of choices on time, right? As we have given the brief of all 3 subjects, right? So please fill your choices by end of before the given deadline, that is day after tomorrow 1 p.m, right? So there is no requirement of reminding you all. Please complete your choice on time so that we can proceed further for the our further processes. Is there any questions to anyone, please? Any questions, guys?
Sir,
Yes
a
or
question
no?
apart from program elective.
What?
Hello. Sir,
Yes.
one question apart from program elective. Sir, is there any change in the subject in 6th sem or it is the same?
It will be the same, which we have already said, circulated in the booklet, right, on the starting of semester.
Okay, okay. So that is okay, okay.
Same subjects will be the same.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, is there any queries? So we are ending up here, right? Ask your other friends to submit the choice as soon as possible, right? And before Friday, because on Friday we will calculate, we will count the responses, and based on that we'll move further, right? So please complete your choice filling by Friday 1 p.m. Okay, if you have any queries further, you can contact to your counselor, class coordinators. Fine. Thank you, guys.